Hello YouTube, this is Wolfmaster JW, and today I'm going to explain how to use emulators. I want to start off by saying that I do not approve of emulators, even though I use them. And I'm also not responsible for any viruses downloaded while getting the ROMs. The emulators are completely clean, and it's a trusted website. I really can't argue with that. But I'm going to go to Emulator Zone, which is if you mess up and need a different emulator, even though I posted all of them, or a new update or something like that. Just go to Emulator Zone, okay? Now say I want a Game Boy, so I just go over here and click on Game Boy. And if you click on the links in the description or on Emulator Zone, the page will always come up like this. I'm not going to lead you to a specific emulator, but there you go. It'll bring up all the Game Boys. Now that one was rated 5 stars and a 9.0, so I'm going to get it. Okay, once you've loaded the page, and I'm also going to show you how to get rid of that. Once you load the page, you should see a page like this, and all you do is click on File and whatever. Okay, once you hit OK, it should save. Okay, it's as simple as that, okay? I'm gonna have to leave you on your own with finding ROMs, but don't use cool ROMs or dope ROMs, because they are viruses. But I already found a ROM that I know works, and it's Pokemon Emerald. So I'm gonna download it. You might want to try Force Shared, but I'm gonna tell you this: if you see something that's like 45 kilobytes or something like that, it's usually a virus. So you gotta be careful about what you're downloading. Don't be computer stupid and try this, okay? You want to click OK, and you can X out of all that good stuff. So, once that's happened, you can clear your list or whatever, and go to wherever your downloads are downloaded to. Okay, mine is in my documents in the downloads folder since I have Vista, which I really don't want, but stuck with anyway. And you want to go to your emulator and extract it. Most, like 90%, I want to say, are in a zip file, but otherwise they are all on the outside. But that's only like I want to say like 2, maybe 3 if you're lucky. But once it's extracted, which isn't a hard process if you can figure out, you want to go ahead and check on your downloads for your ROM. Okay, so once it's extracted and all that, you can upload your new ROMs and stuff. Okay, so while this is loading, you want to go down and click on your emulator. Sometimes it's a little slow. Sometimes you have to install it. Sometimes you just have to click on it every time. It's always different. So do your best to figure out what you got to do, but for the most part, it's not that hard. You want to click Run, and when it pops up, you can go ahead and go to your ROM and see if it's done. Most of the ROMs are pretty big. I would not recommend a Wii or Xbox 360 emulator. They're way too big, but all that good stuff. You want to go to Options, Joypad, Configure, Controller 1. Sometimes it's just Configure, but all that good stuff. And you want to remap or redo your controls, as most people would say. Okay, so I'm pretty much done renaming. Alright, I finished renaming. Okay, so once you're done, you usually have to click OK or Save or something like that. You want to go to File. You want to click Open. You want to find your ROMs or whatever, but you might want to close out all your other windows, because if you followed my steps exactly, there are tons and tons of windows up right now, so close out a good bit of those. But you want to leave these two windows open, your select ROM and your emulator. So you want to find your ROM wherever you extracted it. Mine would happen to be in my documents and my downloads, since I'm on Vista, which I don't want. And once you've clicked on your ROM, it should load up. For the most part, they're pretty fast. Some of them you'll have to hit execute, but they usually work. sometimes they have like a recording, so if you want to make a game guide, I would recommend a ROM and an emulator, but that's perfect. Okay, so as you can see, load it up, and sometimes you'll get something like this on a portable game system or emulator or ROM. It says the internal batteries run dry, but they usually work when that happens. But your clock events, like what would normally appear as a clock and all that, still work. And if you look on the screen now, I think I can see a little bit of lag or whatever. It's not a virus, it's just a little bit slow, but I'm going to leave you on your own. But don't use dope ROMs or cool ROMs, they're complete viruses. And that's all you need to know.